There is more to fighting games than your skill level. There is more to fighting games than how good you are. And there is especially more to fighting games than what other people think about you and how good you are. We gotta remember that fighting games are about fun. And today I want to talk about this. As you can see, I have this sort of new avatar who's going to, start being in the channel. And I just want to discuss this idea of having fun with fighting games, because I feel that on this sort of esports era, we're forgetting that fighting games are a form of fun and not just a form of skill expression. So, if you enjoy fighting games, please consider giving a like and subscribing, and also please give me your opinion in the comments. I want to hear what you think about all of this. So, let's get into the discussion. So the first thing I want to talk about is, of course, the idea of skill. Fighting games at the end of the day are, of course, one of the biggest competitive video games that there is out there. Any fighting games can be extremely competitive and have a very high skill level and skill ceiling. Tekken is not ignorant to this, of course, one of the hardest games that you can learn. Street Fighter, the same thing. Mortal Kombat, etc. There's a lot of fighting games that are super hard to play, or can be super hard to play, even though they've been developed in the last years to appeal to casual players and be more accessible, which is fine. It's great, to be honest. But because of all this idea of skill, and being good on fighting games, we kind of forget that we started playing these games because we love the characters, we love the special moves that they have, we love the animations that they have on their supers or on special moves that they do. Like, we started playing fighting games very likely because we love the genre, or we love a character, or we love a game, or we saw a tournament and saw a very hype moment that we just wanted to imitate. And all of that is related to having fun and enjoying a form of media that was built and created for you to buy it and enjoy it, have fun with it. And again, it seems like we are forgetting about the idea that fighting games are a form of fun. In the last, for example, days, I've been trying to grind rank on Tekken with Dragunov, which is sort of my main character. And I got a little tired, and I thought, I'm just gonna try a new character. I have never played King, for example. I kind of hate dealing with this character when I play this game, but it always seems super fun for the other guy when he's mocking me up, with the grabs and the frame traps. So let's try King out. He seems very fun. I labbed him for a while because he's fairly simple at the end of the day. And I started playing, and I had a blast. I had such a great time, learning a new character and having fun, with a goofy character as King can be, because he's a grappler at the end of the day, and a lot of grapplers feel goofy but very fun. And I did this. I prioritized having fun, learning a new character, and enjoying the game on a different way than getting better at it. And I think that people are forgetting about this. It feels like people are forgetting about the basic idea that you can just turn on the game and do whatever you want. You do not need to turn on the game to get better, or you are not forced when you turn on the game to grind, and become a better version of yourself with your main character. And this is very bad, because even though, of course, there is enjoyment on learning, I agree with that 100%, and there is enjoyment on grinding, if you do it on a healthy way. There is more than that to fighting games, especially with how cool they are. And having fun with a game like this, it's probably like the ultimate expression of fun in video games because of its relation to skill. The other thing I want to talk about is that, of course, we cannot forget that these are games. A fighting game, it's a game, even though it's a competitive one, it's still a game. So unless you have like a job around fighting games, you're a streamer or a full-time content creator, it is not a reality for you to treat the game like a job. Of course you can, strive to get better. Oh, strive. And you can, fight to become good at the game. There is nothing bad with that. It's great, I think. But at the same time, that maybe should not be your priority if this is not your job. Maybe your priority should be to enjoy the game. And if you're grinding and you're not enjoying the game while you grind, maybe you should play another game, dude. Maybe you should go play a single player game or another fighting game that maybe, is more fun to you. And the last thing I want to talk about is how all of this it's kind of related to development issues. So, how exactly is all of this fun discussion or enjoyment discussion related to developing fighting games? I think that is strictly connected. Why is that? Because in the last few years and in the last sort of gaming gen, so to speak, most fighting games have been developed around casual players. We see it on Tekken and on Street Fighter 6, for example. On Tekken you have, the heat system, you have rage charts, you have a lot of also general mechanics in the game that are not related to system mechanics that are sort of tailored to new players, which is fine, it's great. We need new fighting game players. Like, these are old games, old series. We need new people that can enter in this and enjoy these installments of video games. And with SF6 you can see the same, with Drive Impact, Riot Rush, the parry. Of course these games are still very complex, incredibly hard to play at a high level. But now they are more, pick and play. You can sort of pick a character that is fairly simple, laugh for like 30 minutes to an hour, and you can play online and and beat people's ass like crazy. You can play like a god against people that are fighting you. But at the same time, this is a big problem because we are sort of tailoring fighting games to new players, while we are on the hardest sort of esports scene that there has ever been for any sort of competitive game, not only for fighting games. And this creates a problem around enjoyment, because developers don't know what to do with the game. They don't know if they should balance the game around casual players and the idea of fun and enjoyment, or if they should balance the game around professional players and their scene. A lot of the times that is what happens. A lot of the times developers sort of put the professional players on the first place, and that's going to be a problem in the long run for a lot of fighting games, because at the end of the day, professional players are not your main consumer. Your main consumer are legacy players and casual players together. They probably are the biggest portion of your player base, not professional players. Probably like 1% of the player base of fighting games lives with these games as their work or their former job. And this is going to create a huge problem, and it's going to make people drop fighting games in the long run, because the main consumers are not being the priority for the developers. So how do you want your main consumer to stay and keep enjoying your product if you're designing the game or balancing the game around the professional scene and not your main consumer? This of course is sort of a secondary topic in relationship to fun, but this is how developing a game can have a direct effect on fun because of the way balancing works. So at the end of the day, even though you are not the person that is going to win a tournament because of a balance patch with a character that now it's busted, maybe you're gonna have problems online with the character, and that sort of situation can create tension in between people that want to just enjoy a game and have fun and people that want to get good at it. So I just wanted to touch that too, because it is sort of the other side of the coin with this discussion. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please again let me know in the comments what you think about this, what you think of the state of fun and enjoyment of fighting games, and I hope that you're doing really well. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing, and I'll see you on the next one. Keep enjoying some fighting games.